Neil Young on the home of freeform rock and roll. K-Meet, Richard Cason with you on a Friday night. There's a recording of me actually not only singing that song, not only playing the rhythm guitar part of that song, but actually making the attempt to do a little bit of soloing. And at some point, whenever my career is completely in shambles and I have nothing left to lose, I will foist that recording onto the public.
We know things are bad, worse than bad.
Like that recording?
It's crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone.
Well, I'm not going to leave you alone.
I want you to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Then we'll figure out what to do about the depression and the inflation and the oil crisis. But first, get up out of your chairs, open the window, stick your head out and yell, and say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Let's hear it. How do you feel?
And unemployed.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Mata Hari and her skeletons in the closet. Tonight, another segment of Vox Populi. And starring the bad prophet of the airways, Richard Cason.
That's right, doing it for free so you don't have to, because if there was any payment involved, that would make it a job, and I'm just not qualified for one of those, am I? Nah. Give all the jobs to the medium talents or mediocre talents. God, it even pains me to even admit that they're mediocre. Hi, I'm Richard Cason. It's Friday night, and I got some music for you. Van Halen's coming up. Also, AC/DC and Collective Soul, The Doors, and the Scorpions as we rock out Friday night with Journey. Richard Cason, the home of freeform rock and roll. K-Meet.
911, what's your emergency?
Hello, police?
Yes, this is the police department.
My neighbor's playing some kind of loud radio with a lot of ranting and raving going on. Is there anything you can do about them?
Oh, that's just K-Meet. Sorry, ma'am, there's absolutely nothing we can do.
Well, then, can you just come over here and shoot me?
K-Meet. Story of the radio business in a nutshell right there, giving you the runaround with Van Halen on Friday night. It is freeform rock and roll. It's K-Meet, and just killing some time as we ease into some AC/DC for you. See, I'm not going to brag about how good I am. It gets old, doesn't it? I just love to point out the contrast between me and all that other crap that's on the radio. And all that other crap seems to be exactly what the radio business wants. So who the frick am I, huh? From the Back in Black album, putting some love into you. You know what they mean by love, don't you? All 4.5 inches of that love. It's AC/DC. It's the home of freeform rock and or roll. K-Meet. Scorpions in the Zoo on the home of freeform rock and roll. K-Meet. Richard Cason. It's Friday night, and I'm just perusing the usual websites, just seeing how screwed up the whole world is. So green tea, it's good for you, though, right? That's what some experts say, but some experts are questioning whether green tea is good for you at all after a British girl got hepatitis from drinking 3 cups of green tea a day in an attempt to lose weight. Now, of course, green tea is not going to give you hepatitis, but she got some weird effed up version from China. Must have been full of additives, including hepatitis, apparently. This is how we preserve things in China. We use hepatitis. Terrible voice, I know. Who cares? So, I guess the Pope, he's the leader of the Catholic Church out there, and I guess he's going to be arriving in Philadelphia at some point, and arriving in advance of the Pope, all the anti-circumcision protesters with the fake blood stains on the crotches. And they claim, we didn't even know the Pope was on his way. Well, he weighs in on every other issue, climate change, immigration, conveniently leaving out the word illegal. Why not weigh in on circumcision? Now, as an uncircumcised male, I got to tell you, not going to be joining any protests with fake blood on my crotch anytime soon. I just don't believe that much in not circumcising. It's a matter of, do you want to torture your kid or do you not? Oh, but he won't feel it. Well, what if it gets dirty? Then you pull it back and scrub. That's what you do. Here's a accused killer. And we want to be sure to use the word accused because we don't know until he stands trial. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen because he's been found incompetent to stand trial after he gouged out his own eyes. I'd say that just about covers it, don't you? If there was any doubt in your mind that the man was unfit for trial, go look at the pair of eyes looking at you from the floor of his cell. And this woman needed to use a bathroom at Dollar Tree, and she says a manager ushered her to the facility, first going in to make sure that everything was clean and tidy, had plenty of toilet paper, and after she went in, she discovered there was a cell phone recording video from inside a box with a hole cut in the side, as if this was the first time anybody had ever done this, and so nobody would be expecting that. So we really can't use public restrooms anymore, can we? Well, sure you can. Sure, let me just go in and make sure everything's straight, and then once it's straight, you can go on in. Bad Company, Freeform, Rock and Roll, K-Meet. Geddy Lee and Rush, Closer to the Heart. Richard Cason, Friday night. Tunes on the way from the Buggles, The Who, Phil Collins, Bob Seger. Yes, The Fix, Bruce Hornsby. Plus later this hour, Cason's Critters, and we take a look at K-Meet Sports. All coming at you this hour on a Friday night with STP on the home of Freeform Rock and Roll. It's K-Meet. Freeform Rock, K-Meet. Time to take a look at Cason's Critters on this Friday evening. It's a stinky problem, they say, in North Portland, with neighbors taking desperate measures. Let's go to Hillary Lake in KATU News in Portland.
The neighborhood has been inundated, right?
A stinky situation in North Portland has neighbors taking desperate measures to protect their homes and clear the air.
K2's Hillary Lake joins us live with the story. What are we talking about here, Hillary?
Well, Steve, we are talking about skunks, but not the cute little cuddly stuffed animal.
She's holding up a toy skunk.
St. John's tell me they are everywhere, and it's every homeowner for him or herself.
Most neighborhood watch groups are on the lookout for crooks, but the people on this street have their eyes on something else. Skunks. The problem is rampant in Terry Gilmore's St. John's backyard.
My husband, after paying $85 a piece for the first 4, was taken out last spring, he got online and ordered a trap.
She showed us a photo of skunk number 6 and the most recent.
She writes on the picture stinky number 6.
As long as the trap has been baited, we've had a resident within 5 days.
Terry knows where the skunks are living.
A skunk found our shed, sitting on a gravel base, and built a burrow and left his scent behind.
My photographer found the burrow hole but didn't dare poke the camera any closer.
But we might have Mom and Dad and 5 little ones here.
Could there be skunks there right now?
I'm quite certain that there are.
And the smell coming from the traps is unmistakable.
We were talking, neighbors out on the sidewalk the other day, about how often we've had our windows open and the spray is coming right in the door.
Terry's also taking precaution.
This is my homemade, try to keep my dogs out. I made my own little fence here.
And remember that trap her husband
I'm not an electrician, but it is electrified.
To be trying to gingerly pick up the cage and put it in the truck and take it out to the wetlands to release.
The county doesn't deal with skunks, but Terry wants them to help.
I want an official.
I'll bet if it was an escaped lion, they'd be dealing with it.
Responsibility for varmints.
And the Humane Society has a lot of useful information for dealing with skunks if you're like Terry and you want...
Yeah, like shooting the damn things. All right, thank you very much, Hillary. That's Hillary Lake at KATU. Am I the only one that doesn't really get repulsed at the smell of a skunk? I mean, we're brought up that they smell bad and they stink, and I guess after a little while they do, but if you're ever going down the road and you drive past a dead skunk late at night, have you ever just been like, you spin in the road and you turn around to see where that extra pound that fell off the truck is in the ditch because you could swear that that's what it smells like? Follow your nose. It always knows. Okay. Cason's Critters. Whole Foods going to be ending its program of selling wabbit.
Well, no more rabbit meat at Whole Foods. The company's decision to stop selling rabbit meat follows an investigation in May that revealed conditions at the company's rabbit meat farms. Investigative reporter Vicki
She can't say rabbit.
Details on Whole Foods announcement. Vicki.
Well, Jess, we have learned Whole Foods is ending its program. The company expects all of its remaining rabbit meat to be out of stores.
None of them can say rabbit. They're all saying wabbit.
Whole Foods started selling rabbit meat in select markets last summer, including Northern California. The company said for many years, lots of customers requested the meat. Not so, said pet owners. 60,000
until they tasted a
petition.
mouthful
Others
of BBs every
staged
time they bit into
Many
it.
concerned about how the rabbits were being raised and slaughtered.
Oh, who
Our
cares?
investigation revealed USDA inspectors noted animal welfare issues for rabbits caged overnight in cold weather.
So it's okay. So it's a non-story. It's not about the disgusting string-like nature of rabbit meat. By the way, have you ever seen fried rabbit? You ever seen the hind leg of a fried rabbit? It's weird. It looks like a gigantic fat drumstick. I've seen my brothers tear into these just like it's a bucket of KFC. I can't do it. But here's the story. They're not selling it because it's gross and disgusting. No, it's because they were treated bad. We don't know how them rabbits are being... Hey, they're being taken to slaughter to be eaten. Doesn't matter. I never care what these people do with the food. As long as they're not blowing a load inside of it and then sealing it up inside the meat so that it oozes out when I cook, I really don't care what they do or what fun they have with the animal that will eventually become a stool in my stool. Oh, wait, I had an operation when I was 6. I don't do that. At least that's what I keep telling my girlfriend. Phil Collins, Freeform Rock, K-Meat. It's just the way it is, I guess. No real explanation why you have the talent and skills you do, but are systematically kept out of the very business that you're supposed to be in and qualified to be in. I don't know. I'm not God, although it would be a lot more convenient if I was. It's Bruce Hornsby in the Range on the home of freeform rock and roll, K-Meat, Richard Cason, on this Friday night, taking a look at K-Meat Sports. Dead, Yogi Berra. But we can't be too sad. I mean, it's always sad when one of the greats of anything dies, but he was 90, and it's a pretty good age. And, he said a bunch of weird shit over the years. He also, in addition to being a spokesman for Yoo-Hoo, and in addition to all the malaprops that he said over the years, he once said, "It ain't over till it's over." And as every other damn radio personality in America has said, Okay, Yogi, it's over. Because we love a catchphrase, you know? Is there soap in this mug? Those bubbles look awfully rainbowy. If I get diarrhea, then... Oh, wait, I had an operation when I was 6. Just keep telling yourself that, Rick. But the world of sports goes on. A woman at Petco Park in San Diego last night around the 3rd inning of the Padres-San Francisco game gave birth to a lovely baby boy named Levi. Believed to be the first baby born at that stadium. The very pregnant fan who apparently didn't have much time to reach a hospital, and after she endured torrents of abuse and physical confrontation from hardcore fans that wanted her to sit down. No, that didn't happen. She had her son right there in the park's Palm Court Plaza. And then the Padres rallied for the little guy, and they pulled off a 5-4 win in the 9th over the Giants, which is an extra treat because apparently mediocre baseball can induce labor. K-Meat Sports. Here's the Black Crows. Hour number 2, freeform rock and roll. K-Meat, Richard Cason with you. It's Friday night, and Hard is on the way. Also going to do some Kenny Loggins and Pearl Jam and Aerosmith and Kansas and Soundgarden and just a little bit of everything because we have so many different niches out there to please. As we hear from Firefall and Strange Way, it's K-Meat. There's a deep cut for you. 38 Special Chain Lightning on the home of freeform rock and roll. K-Meat. Well, this story doesn't say whether this guy is mom's boyfriend or not, but either way, he's a piece of garbage. He was babysitting a 2-year-old boy, allegedly. Always got to throw in that allegedly, because until... anyway. Oh, shut up. Stray dog outside. He allegedly badly burned the child for wetting the bed. He goes on to allegedly put the kid in scalding water, which is entirely the wrong way to punish a kid for wetting the bed. I mean, we all know you just, you rub their face in it. That's too soon, too much. Wah. A beach in the Los Angeles area. Oh, no. See, this was my biggest fear when I lived out there. It was sharks, and it was this. I would be perfectly fine out in the water until I started thinking about sharks. Okay, I'm done. I'm going to go sip on that 2 liter of Coca-Cola and El Presidente brandy we picked up at CVS that you aren't supposed to mix and certainly aren't supposed to drink on a beach. And the fear of stepping on medical waste while walking to our spot on the beach. So this beach in the LA area has been closed due to not only needles, but also condoms and tampon applicators washing ashore. Carnival Cruise Lines, you have to stop dumping your trash into the ocean. You're ruining it for everybody. And then in Brooklyn, piles of human shit and urine are piling up. Wait, what? Yes, someone is dumping human waste on a block in Greenwood Heights, if you're listening to me in the New York area. Dumping human fecal matter and human urine on and off for about 4 years now. In fact, kind of reminds me of the time I lived a couple of months without water, and so I was pissing out of my window. I still wish I would have gotten or kept that letter that I got from the rent people. Dear Mr. Cason, if you continue to urinate out of your second floor window, we're going to have no choice but to... I'll bet they never had to write a letter like that. Jessica, take a letter. Dear Mr. Cason, if you continue to pee... So the residents are wondering who the culprit is And they've asked the cops to investigate, but so far, no luck. So what do you do other than breaking out a water hose and some Lysol? What do you do? Those hipsters, they think they're so hip, don't they? Dumping their poo and their pee. Mrs. John McEnroe, better known as Patty Smythe, along with Scandal. The song is The Warrior on the home of freeform rock and roll, K-Meat. Well, it's that time already. The pop-up Halloween stores, that's why they call them pop-up stores, because it's a cash register, it's a shelf full of cheap shit, and at the end of whatever season that the pop-up store popped up for, they're gone. They just vanish. And you see them a lot around this time of the year, and you're going to see them basically now through the middle of January. The holidays have begun, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistake about it. What is it, September 25th? Yeah, the holidays are here. I've been seeing Halloween shit for a month and a half, 2 months. And the more of these pop-up stores you see, it is more of an indicator of just how bad the economy is doing. Because once those pop-up stores are gone, those retail locations are going to be empty again, and they're never going to be back in business on a permanent basis. Just not. Not unless Party City decides to open 18 more branches in the same town. It ain't going to happen. But go to all the pop-up stores you want, because you'll be able to get what you need when you can get it for the season. Just don't expect to be returning anything. Yeah, excuse me, I'd like to return. Where's the store? It's gone? The store's gone on? Okay. You know, bicyclists, they suck. And that's because they ignore traffic laws and make things dangerous for everyone. Well, San Francisco's solution, always at the cultural fore, always ready to step up with a solution to the nation's ills. Their solution, just let the bikers run a stop sign. Just run right through the bastard. Who cares? I'm not saying run through the bicyclists. They're saying let the bicyclists run through the stop sign. Who cares? If it's safe. You know, bicycles, the older I get, some of the shit I look back on and did just astounds me that I made it out alive or even intact at all, because I'm pretty sure I suffered a concussion when I was 10, hit my brakes really hard on my bike, skidded on a big thick patch of bicycle, that is, skidded on a big thick patch of ice, hit my head right on the ice covered, oh God, I can still feel that. I'm sure I got concussed. That was probably the first and maybe only legit concussion that I've suffered. But I used to bust ass down hills on my bike. I'd probably be getting upwards of, I don't know, at least 30 going down a hill on a bike. That's pretty fast. No pads, no helmet. Just, okay, it's clear that way. It's clear that way. Hope it's clear by the time I make it down to the bottom of this. A screw could have come out of the tire. A nut, a bolt could have loosened. Seat could have wobbled off and the seat pole goes up my ass. I mean, a front, anything. I could have wiped out hundreds of times. Just let the people in San Francisco run a stop sign. It's fine. Well, good luck to the pedestrians out there. You see, the supervisors, the city of San Francisco supervisors, seem to think that it's tough to enforce the law. And because it's tough to enforce a law, there shouldn't be a law. And so bikers are going to continue to fly past stop signs, red lights, and there's not going to be anything that anybody can do about it. And you know why? Because out there in San Francisco, you've probably heard about this, they're actually protected by a thick layer of smog. That's right. It's not the smog problem out in California. It's the smug problem. Thank God it's not kryptonite, though. Of course, we're not Kryptonians, so probably wouldn't matter too much to us. 3 Doors Down, Freeform Rock, Kami. Greetings, conversationalists all across the fruited plains. I am El Rushbo. It is the Rush Limbaugh program. 1-800-282-2882 is the phone number. Yeah, I don't listen to that show at all, do I? He's a damn fine broadcaster, and that's his theme song right there. The Pretenders, right here on the home of freeform rock and roll, K-Meat. And who do I have coming up? Looks like we're going to do some Bon Jovi over here. Also going to have some CCR, some Boston. Or, I'm sorry, Nick DiPaolo corrected us all the other day on his podcast. He says that when people are trying to imitate the Boston accent, people are not doing it right because they don't say Boston. He says they say Boston. Boston, like the Red Sox. So, okay. U2, Three Dog Night, and a bunch of other stuff. Also some Eric Clampner here in just 1 second. But did you hear about this real quick? Everything you know, as always, completely wrong. A German study concluding that trans fats may not hurt you at all. In fact, some may even help you. And this is 180 degrees different from what the government's been ramming down our throats and up our behinds. Don't you just love how medical and health issues are tackled? If you don't like it, just wait a few months. We'll tell you something different. And I can't help but laugh at this. According to the Jersey Journal, at NJ.com, a New Jersey Sam's Club and an employee have apologized to customers for the cashier wearing a swastika bracelet. Now, in her defense, before the Nazis adopted it and screwed it all up, the swastika was kind of like this paganistic symbol of peace, and that's what she's saying she meant it as in the pre-Nazi peace symbol sense. Except the problem is, it can never be that again. It's that simple, because the Nazis went and effed that up. Here's a could you imagine if that happened with the cross? How did KKK not get the Christian cross looked at the same way the swastika is? Because, they're burning crosses trying to intimidate minorities on their lawns, and that didn't get a bad rap. Why the swastika? Not that I'm going to run out and get a bunch of swastika stuff. I'm just saying that it's one of those things, once you think about it, you're like, you're right. Swastika bracelet. It's a blitzkrieg of savings at Sam's Club in New Jersey. Clapton, K-Meat. Freeform Rock, K-Meat. Out in Burbank, guy was grabbing all the Nutella waffle samples at the Burbank Costco. One elderly customer told him to stop taking them all. And then the guy punched the old man. Those free samples, they make people crazy, don't they? Or maybe it's the crazy people that are taking all the samples. Sometimes you got to look at the other side of this shit. So let's say your friend and your roommate dies, and their insurance and Social Security checks keep coming in. Well, what do? You cash them, right? They always find out when people do this, but it's just so tempting because they keep coming in. And doesn't the responsibility rest on the government and the insurance company to make sure that, well, they're dead? We got to put a stop to all these checks coming in. And Social Security is such a scam anyway because it's going to be broke by the time I'm eligible for it. And the people that have come before me are supposedly paying into the pool that I'm going to dip into when I reach their age, except we rob from it all the time to pay for other dumb shit, and it's not going to be available to me. So let them. Just let them cash it. They're old. They need the money. Friendship never ends anyway. So look at it from that perspective. Here's Bon Jovi. It's Freeform Rock, K-Meat.
better than a blowjob from Madonna.
Oh, yeah, play with my balls, play with my balls. Oh, that feels so good.
K-Meat.
There's cracker on Freeform Rock, K-Meat. Wait, you can't say cracker. That's a slur against white people. Well, I'm a white guy. You still can't say it. White people can't use slurs against anybody for any reason in any context whatsoever at all. Okay, well, actually, I was talking about something that I'm going to crumble up into some chili later, even though I don't eat chili. You still can't say cracker. You still can't say it. These are the politically correct times we live in. Eat a bunch of shit. Get walked on. Don't talk back about it. Don't push back. You know, I thought I was just going to leave you with this one simple thing, but then I came across this and I was like, well, it's the last break of the show. I can't leave without mentioning this because, see, I don't know if you know this, but the thing about a book that's written by Lord Ashcroft, who's a former ally and financial supporter of British Prime Minister David Cameron. The thing you have to remember about a book written by him about David Cameron is that, of course, he's going to allege that as a college student, Cameron did drugs and participated in a hazing that involved sticking his penis into a dead pig's mouth. You have to expect that when a book about the British PM is going to be written. Well, do you hold what someone does in college against him forever? Another reason why I didn't rush a fraternity or anything like that, but I never had to take part. And how do fraternities work? Is it like Skull and Bones where they tap you on your shoulder out of your sleep and say, put this hood on and follow us? And then they rape you for 6 hours in a robe and you listen to the Gregorian chants or something? I don't know. But, well, let's just delve into the topic here. I mean, that was just to tease what I'm talking about. Let's read the actual story together. This is from the Daily Mail in the UK. And, let's see. A lot of this is about money laundering, and I guess they had a falling out at some point. I want to hear more about this pig. Okay, well, here's some bullet points. On day one, the book claims, I guess, let's see, in college. All right. The book is called Call Me Dave, by the way. On day one, the book claims that Mr. Cameron was a member of a dope smoking group called the Flam Club at Oxford University. Cocaine was later allowed to circulate at his and his wife's London home. Mr. Cameron was also in a debauched Oxford society that specialized. Oh, okay, so this was not just some hazing thing. This was not just an initiation for one time only. Apparently, this society specialized in bizarre rituals and sexual excess, including putting his penis into the mouth of a dead pig. Furthermore, a source claims to have seen photographic evidence. Jesus. Anyway, vote Tory in the upcoming elections over there in the UK. And this was what I was going to leave you with, because it kind of goes with the David Cameron story here. Dateline, Johannesburg, South Africa, where a Danish man appeared in a South African court where I'm assuming they now have black judges after apartheid's been lifted. He appeared in court this past Monday for storing 21 pieces of female genitalia in plastic bags in his freezer. God, people have lost their minds. They've seriously just lost their minds. According to warrant officer Linda Stein, what if we go in there and start playing anyway? Stein? He was charged with sexual assault, intimidation, and breaking South Africa's medical laws. And what laws are those? Not keeping a woman's clit in your freezer. be expected, crowds jeered the man, with some of them shouting, "Satan!" The man was identified in court as being 63 years old, although police had earlier said that he was only 58. He was going to blame all this clitoris mutilation and hoarding, as it were, on his young age, because he's only 58. Yeah, this is what I was about to bring up. How did he get him? What's he doing? Warrant Officer Stein says it comes down to mutilation of private parts of a woman cut out and kept as trophies. Okay, but let's see. He's been doing it for a long time because one of the genitals were, oh my God. He marks them. He catalogs them. Jesus Christ. I say this all the time, but, oh yeah, they also found anesthetic. Oh, thank God. Thank God before he removes the stimulating part of the sexual female organ from her body, thank God that he applies a little bit of anesthetic. So they confiscated that along with the surgical implements that he, geez, we're done. We are finished as a society, as a planet, as a race, and I don't think we should put up much resistance when aliens finally come and say, "We've been observing you for thousands of years, and you can't do this anymore. Can't keep it up. Got to let you go." All right, that's it for me. I will be back next week, presumably. Going to leave you with some Peter Gabriel music right here on the home of freeform rock and roll.
K-Meat is KMET Donovan.